Welcome to another tutorial. In this video I will show you the best GoPro Hero 11 settings to get the best result out of your GoPro. First of all, it is important to enable the Pro controls and set the video mode to the highest quality. To do this, you need to swipe down and then swipe to the left. Next, you have to decide which frame rate you want to have available. To do this, I tap on Preferences and then General. If you choose 60 Hz, then you will have these frame rates available, and if you choose 50 Hz, then you will have these frame rates available. I personally like to shoot in 5.3K, 30 FPS and 8:7 aspect ratio. The reason is the possibility to create a camera pan from top to bottom or in the opposite direction. Next, I select the angle of view wide. I would set Hypersmooth to on because the internal stabilization is usually quite sufficient. Only when it gets a bit too dark, the stabilization often doesn't work as well and causes problems that you can clearly see. In this case, I would recommend to turn off the internal stabilization and using either a gimbal or a tripod. The settings you see here I mostly don't need and therefore I skip these settings. Of course we select 10-bit color depth because we want to color grade the shots. The bitrate I set to high and the shutter I usually set to double the frame rate. If the lighting conditions are too bright, then I would recommend using ND filters. So far I haven't used ND filters, so I set the exposure by pressing my finger on the screen for a few seconds. Then the exposure meter has to be pointed at the brightest spot. All you have to do is tap the exposure meter again. I leave the EV compensation at 0 and the white balance I usually set to 5000 Kelvin. Because in my opinion the GoPro 11 on 5500 Kelvin often looks too warm. ISO min and ISO max I set to 100. For sharpness I select the medium. I set the color profile to flat because I want to color grade the shots. The sound settings I set both to off because mostly I don't use the original sound. If you want to have a good sound, then I would recommend to use an external microphone. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Have a nice day.